Welcome back to the Transition to Changes Mission podcast show with your host, King Summers.
And your host, Queen Summers. Welcome back. Now, there are 3 levels of specific behavior change in moving from blame to accountability: the individual level, the interpersonal level, and the group or organizational level. First, individuals must be willing to change their own thinking and feelings about blame. Second, people need to become skillful at making contacts with one another and holding each other accountable for results. Third, groups need to promote responsible and constructive conversations by developing norms for direct conflict resolution between individuals. These behavior changes and the use of systems think to focus on the structures involved and not the personalities can help create a constructive organizational culture. We need to expand our notion of support to include capacity building investments, skills-based volunteerism, and network creation. As we think about our responsibility to the communities we do business in, we need to be creative and resourceful. We need to engage with these organizations and make the connections they often need to support their mission. In addition, it is critical that nonprofits be included in policy-making discussions so economic growth is inclusive of all communities. The business sector can use its convening power and networks to facilitate introductions and opportunities to ensure nonprofits have the opportunity to participate in conversations about addressing community challenges. Doing so, we help to make sure that we all benefit from the expertise and understanding strong nonprofit leaders can bring to the table.
And that's being informative. Being a company that is informative, you must give out your information about your organization, let people get more understanding of your organization. That's why Transition to Changes Mission has this podcast show, the hope to ignite the conversation about current events and close the gap about communication. We are the bridge to communication. We have came up with a unique website at transitiontochangesmission.wordpress.com where you can take a visit and look at our blogs of talking about details of our shows that we have previously talked about. You can look at all the shows, and all leads up to our main mission. And our main mission is to end family homelessness. That's what our nonprofit came into reality to manifest this, to end family homelessness. On our website, we are going to explain how we're going to do that, how we need you to be able to support us and follow us and share us and love us. Because we can't do it alone. Nor can this government survive without its people. Nor can a company survive without its employees. Nor can you survive without a community. We are socialized beings. You have to trace down to how you doing your socializing. That's one thing in capitalism that is involved into society about what you do with your funds, how you work, how you go get it. All leads up to the pros and cons of life. And some would turn the cheek to say that the next person has done wrong, give them punishment for that, or just drive by them while they got their hand out and holding the sign up that's saying that they're homeless. But we are here to change all that. We are here to be the platform to where you can call us to have discussions about that, make topics about that. With you, we can solve everything because we are some powerful beings, just like I expressed in all our previous shows.
Absolutely.
And with this particular show, we are relating it to No Excuses. We stated on No Excuses and started to go into the blame system. We have established that that is a human error. We got many other errors that we need to talk about. And one thing that leads up to the destruction of each other is greed. Greed comes upon most of all the nonprofit organizations, all the government, even yourself. But before you can sit here and say that you would do different, I feel that you have to plan it. And that means find out a financial planner. Just like they say, for example, if you win the lottery, the first thing you should do is get a financial consultant, which we just had on our previous show. Shouts out to King J.
We was talking numbers with him, and he definitely gave out some vital information for everybody to find out how they can better themselves, their families, and providing generational wealth. And that's what it's all about. Regardless of what you go in your life or what direction you go in your life, you have to keep your humility, keep your humbleness, keep your focus. because it's very easy to be blindsided when you have contracts, when you have money, when you have accounts, when you have unlimited spending capacity. Things can get kind of tangled if you're not organized. So instead of pointing the finger at what they didn't do and what they could have done, look at yourself and ask yourself, what can I do to help them?
And what can I do to better myself when I get this next stimulus check? I'm not going to go out there and go shopping. This is what I'm leading up to. We all play a part in this financial whirlwind that we are in.
Right.
The problem is figuring out which direction to get out of this whirlwind. You know, debt is accumulating. Numbers are just becoming throwout. People are getting things and nothing is getting solved. As we see, trillions of dollars are getting thrown out for a good reason. This pandemic has put a halt on a lot of things. I would give hooray to the government of the United States for taking care of the people. Not to agreements that to everybody, but I would say since the recession, this government has stepped up to the plate to help us from going down to a bad place of no return. What are you going to do just as well as this government has done?
Found out. Shout outs to Casey in Colorado. Thank you so much for the email. She said there are 12 zeros in the trillion. Thank you so much. Somebody, anybody, write to us at TC Mission Speaks and let us know how many zeros is in a gazillion. That's the next question.
Write to us about any conspiracy theories. There are a lot of conspiracy theories going on right now. And to climb out of this pothole, we are going to find and do research on everybody. I was giving that information out to say, do your research about any organization that you are going to purchase something or are you going to donate to something. Do your research about that company. Because that's what is needed to be able to network with a company and spread the word about that company. Because as we realize in life, services is needed. All services are needed. Essential jobs are needed. Firemen are needed. Police are needed.
Absolutely.
You are needed all the time. And that's how we are going to dig out of this pothole. All together, one by one, helping the next person out or even just showing support to whatever organization is out here. Like Transitional Changes right now is networking with many different nonprofits. In the future, we will have founders on this show as a guest. We organizing that right now as we. We are gathering community leaders to come on to the show to talk. We're coming up with all type of different ideas to bring it all together to close the gap of communication and end family homelessness. And don't forget to go to Transitional Changes Mission.wordpress.com. Click on links and whatever podcast player that you'd like to hear this show on, all the links are on there. Also, it's all information about different links that can help you in all different types of situations. Our previous guest, King J, information will be on there and everything that you need to know about Transitional Changes Mission. Thank you so much.
That's right. That's right. And so if you enjoyed our show tonight, we want to take our time out and thank you sincerely for listening to Transitional Changes Mission podcast show. We hope you are staying safe and you have a wonderful evening. Thank you.